Scott. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. It's great to see you, Rudi North. Catch me up. I do not remember
Scott,
exactly what happened. I don't know how to do this. If there's some way that you could talk about what happened in an episode that occurred before this one. I don't know how better to say that. But
well, Scott, previously on Comedy Bag Bag.
That's it.
A lot of shit has happened, and that is why I am here, Scott.
Really?
Ooh, that felt good. Hold on. Let me just say I did a previously on. I got it out in 2 sentences. That felt good. Whew.
Yeah, usually your previously ons last, it's like the final episode of Lost or the 100th episode of Buffy where they go through the entire 5 years.
You realize you were dead or some shit. Look, Scott, I have been at a facility in Malibu. And it's called Simplify without the vowels.
Is Y there? Because Y is sometimes a vowel.
They use 2 Y's. They really use Y. So it's SMPLYFY.
So simp. Like simp. How someone would describe you sometimes.
Some people would say I simping hard. But
and then plify.
But a lot of people say I comp as well, Scott.
Look, true.
This place is a Canon rehab facility, Scott.
Oh, I see. This takes care of okay. So if people haven't heard Rudi on this show before, Rudi, you've been with us how many years at this point?
Maybe 3 or 4. Who knows? It feels like an eternity, Scott. Because
you started off kind of simple. You were a dirtbag.
I was a dirtbag from Florida who could take people's jobs by punching them in the throat. Now already that is a lot, right?
That's almost a hat on a hat at that point. But then you're adding like a stovepipe on top of that.
But because of my addiction, Scott, I threw in that I was immortal. I threw in that I also had the Speed Force powers. I also, at some point, developed the powers of the Force, Scott. And
not just the Speed Force, but the regular Force.
The regular Force, just Star Wars Force.
Midi-chloroquines.
The midichlorians,
or is that hydroxychloroquine? What am I?
You're thinking hydroxychloroquine. It's the midichlorians, and they kind of wipe that out.
What about adrenochrome? Have you drinking your adrenochrome?
I have not, Scott. What the hell is that? I'm scared.
No, that's what we get from the blood of young children.
Oh, yes,
celebrities.
Yes. Of course, yeah. We have a bunker under the Hollywood sign. Yeah, okay, whatever. Look, Scott, so I'm here to say that I am 52 weeks sober from making new Canon, Scott.
Whoa, congratulations.
And this is the step. Yeah, this is the step they call.
Did you say 52 weeks?
This is the step they call the new 52, Scott.
Why don't they just call it the year?
No, I don't know why.
It seems like you'd be, I guess it's sort of, when you think about it, it's more an achievement to do 52 of something than just one of something.
Yeah, because apparently they say there's something about a leap year that throws it off. But I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to me. It's one day. But they call it the new 52, Scott, and I'm here to clean up my Canon, Scott.
Okay, so when you first started, you were just a dirtbag who would throat punch people and swap jobs.
I'm still a dirtbag, Scott. I have my powers back. I was never the devil.
You have what powers back?
My power of punching people in the throat, being able to take their jobs.
Not the Speed Force power.
Speed Force powers? That's crazy. That's Flash, gone. Scott. That's the Flash. What was I doing? That was the Flash.
Okay, so that's gone. You no longer harness the Force.
We'll say this. We still had Speed Force Thanksgiving, but it exists in my head when I was strapped to like a psychiatric ward or something.
So this is sort of like Flashpoint in a way.
We have to... we're cleaning up the Canon, Scott. So...
Okay.
Simplify. This is Simplify. Oh, that feels good, Scott. Do you feel that?
It feels good because the more unwieldy it gets to talk to a guest, it's impenetrable for the new listener. So
that's what I was thinking.
A lot like this conversation so far.
Yeah, for the new listeners, you're probably like, what the hell is going on?
What are they talking about? But what we're doing here is we're jettisoning all of it.
All of it.
And now you are back to just being a simple dirtbag who likes to throat punch people, who likes to swap jobs with them. Nothing more, nothing less.
And guess what?
What's that?
I got a new job.
Oh, by the way, that's another part of your canon is
that's
you like
part
to sing
I do say
parody of Huey Lewis to say you got a new job.
I do.
That remains.
That's going to stay. That has to stay. All right, that's cool. It's okay, though, because there are boundaries.
Do you need to call Simplify? Or
No. There are canon boundaries, and we're okay. I got my powers back. I got
You don't need to call your sponsor. Do you have a sponsor over there at Simplify?
I do have a sponsor.
Who's that?
Cake Boss.
Okay.
He's been Canon. He's
one of the worst
sober.
Offenders.
He's been Canon sober for a while, Scott.
Really? Because I believe that I ran into him when we were on the road last year in late 2019. So he's almost got a new 52 as well.
That was what you call. Yeah, he has a new 52. He relapsed in that day when he came on the show.
Oh, I see. Okay.
All right, Scott. Well,
tell me about your new job.
Check this out, Scott. I'm a Zoom security guard.
Whoa! I don't know what that means. I was impressed, and then I realized I have no idea what that means.
So here's what it is, Scott. You've been hearing about people jumping in Zooms.
We're on a Zoom right now.
We are on a Zoom right now.
Out of school right here on the podcast. We are not together. We are not
together. We are socially distant, and I'll tell you what. I am protecting this Zoom from anybody who would hop on and say like Baba Booey or some shit, you know.
Well, you just said Baba Booey.
What do you mean, Baba Booey, Baba Booey?
Zoom security guard, protect thyself.
Wait a second. Did I do the thing where in the paradox I created my own problem?
I think you may have. We got to rehab it. Call up Cake Boss. Call up Cake Boss.
I got to call up Cake Boss. Okay. It's okay. That didn't happen, Scott. That didn't happen. I'm a Zoom security guard.
You're a Zoom security guard. Okay. I've heard about this because people have been on Zooms. I don't know what some of the more famous examples of it are.
Well, there are a lot of really troubling examples where people come on and then like show their genitals and stuff or say something racist, you know. So there's nothing fun to talk about there. Or both. Which actually I feel like that would be interesting.
Can it be racist to show your genitals?
Let me think about that.
Like, what would an example of that be?
Dang, that's a good question.
Like where someone shows their genitals.
Okay, here's how it could be racist, Scott. If a white guy shows his genitals and he goes, "Look at my tiny dick. Look at my tiny dick." Not like your big old black dicks.
Okay, yeah, that would count.
Which in a way is not quite. It's not like making, you know, it's kind of like, you know, it's racist because of the generalization.
Yes, exactly. That's the racism though that people are not, you know, they don't mind all that much.
Yeah, but you know what? You know, some of the black men with medium-sized penises do mind.
They do mind because then suddenly expectations
created these expectations. All of a sudden,
crazy high.
All of a sudden, Rudi North be trying to have sex with somebody. They'd be like, "Oh, wait, is that part of my canon too? I got a medium-sized penis."
You have a medium-sized penis now.
That's fine, but that's normal, Scott.
But canon is starting over now, so it's
okay.
Fine.
These are normal pieces of canon we could all live with. Whew, okay. I got a new job. I'm a Zoom security guard, Scott. So yeah, you know, I sort of monitor the boards. You know, right now I have an extra screen up that's just scrolling like the Matrix right now.
Okay, well, this is a problem because the show normally has an open door policy.
Say what?
When we've gone to Zoom, it's now basically anyone who gets the Zoom link can jump on and talk to us.
Open door policy.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I guess what you're saying is that my job is sort of obsolete, and
no.
You know, wait, Scott, did you know my arms could stretch like Stretch Armstrong?
Okay, that's new.
Yeah.
How is that going to help us? Wait, I mean,
I want to be interesting, Scott. So,
ow! Who just hit me in the back of the head?
That was me, Scott. I did a quick back ahead reach around.
Is that what we want to call it? Why don't we call it a Stretch Armstrong slap?
That's the canon now. It's a back ahead reach around, but I do have very long arms that can stretch, and everything else is normal, Scott.
Okay, so this is not complicated. This is a very simple premise.
This is very simple. Hey, Scott, why don't you ask me questions about my life?
Oh, okay. So where do you live? I've never figured that out, Rudy. Okay. I mean,
open door policy.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I guess what you're saying is that my job is sort of obsolete, and
no.
You know, wait, Scott, did you know my arms could stretch like Stretch Armstrong?
Okay, that's new.
Yeah.
How is that going to help us? Wait, I mean,
I want to be interesting, Scott. So,
ow! Who just hit me in the back of the head?
That was me, Scott. I did a quick back ahead reach around.
Is that what we want to call it? Why don't we call it a Stretch Armstrong slap?
That's the canon now. It's a back ahead reach around, but I do have very long arms that can stretch, and everything else is normal, Scott.
Okay, so this is not complicated. This is a very simple premise.
This is very simple. Hey, Scott, why don't you ask me questions about my life?
Oh, okay. So where do you live? I've never figured that out, Rudy. Okay. I mean, close enough to slap me.
Yes, I do live close enough to slap you. I do live in Silver Lake.
Okay. It's kind of boring, but all right.
Silver Lake.
Silver Lake, yes.
I live below the Silver Lake.
What? Below it?
Yeah. I have a facility.
Not even in it? Underwater? You live below it?
No. You know that one door you see right up like on that weird? I get in that door, go in the elevator, submerge 20 floors, and then that's my 3-story apartment.
Oh, so you have like a James Bond villain style lair under the Silver Lake?
That's right, Scott. And some people are like, is he the villain or is he the hero? He's kind of an anti-hero.
Oh, this is so complicated.
I think I'm relapsing. This is why I thought I shouldn't come on the show, Scott.
This is too complicated, Rudy. You got to get help. You got to call your sponsor.
Should I call my sponsor?
Yeah, call your sponsor.
All right, I'll call my sponsor. Let me get him on the line. This is really powerful stuff, Scott. I hope if anyone's struggling with Canon addiction, this helps. So, okay, I'm going to call the cake boss. All right, here we go. Ring.
Cake boss.
Hey, boss. Cake boss. Look, it's Rudy.
Who is this?
This is Rudi North.
Rudi
Cake boss.
North?
That's right.
Why are you calling me Cake boss? And I sing.
Wait, have you eaten
Cake
any
boss.
of that one?
Cake boss.
Look, here's the thing. That was just such a wonderful anecdote, and I know it's because you keep your canon simple. And
my canon is very simple. I was bit by a cake bug and gave me the gift of the second sight. I can talk to any fictional character if it is reasonable to assume that they have passed on by now. I was bitten by a cake zombie one time. I was bitten by a cake scarab. I got a lot of. It's all very clean, very simple.
Very clear stuff. And we never build on it any more than that. It always just remains just at that.
That's right.
And we talked about how my simple canon could just be I'm a dirtbag who punches people in the throat and takes their jobs.
That's right.
And I go from job to job.
Yeah, within 5 minutes, though, suddenly Rudi North is living in an underground lair under the Silver Lake.
Oh, Rudy.
I'm sorry, Cake Boss.
What, Cake Boss? Why didn't you come to me when you had these urges to add to your canon? Why didn't you call me?
I wanted to be brave, Cake Boss. I thought that I should come on the show and just prove to myself that I am canon free. I could just be a person.
You can't look, Rudy. You can't white knuckle this. We've discussed this at the meetings.
You're right.
When you're feeling weak, you can't just try to push through all the time. You gotta admire. What's the first step?
The first step is acceptance.
Okay. And what's the second step?
That's not even the first step of Dabda.
No. The first step
That's the last one.
No, you accept that you have a problem, Scott.
Well,
Auckerman.
there's 52 steps, Scott.
There's 52 steps. 52. We're going to go through all of them.
There's acceptance. Then there's self-actualization.
That's right.
And then there is denial.
Denial, yeah.
And then there's
That's an important step. It's a very important step in recovery.
And then there's reacceptance.
The third step is denial. So you accept you have a problem. You self-actualize. You say, I can't do it. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm fine.
A lot of people quit after that step, I would imagine.
Yeah,
well, that's what separates the wheat from the chaff, the fondant from the treasure.
From the frosting?
Oh, it's such a good metaphor.
I got it, Scott Auckerman. Don't worry.
Sorry.
I got my cake terms.
Of course, step 4 is relapse.
Yes, that's right.
Step 5 is denial.
Yes, you back to denial. Denial part 2.
I feel like every other step is going to be denial because we have to do 52 of these.
You don't have it all figured out, Scott Auckerman. The denials are sprinkled.
They're sprinkled
literally throughout the 52 steps. Hey, am I doing me right? Is this what I feel like?
I think your canon is very clean. Of course you are.
It's been a long time. I feel like my muscle memory is not responding as well as I thought it would.
Maybe you got to stand up and shake it off a little bit.
Cake Boss, you're canon. I think you might be canon relapsing yourself, Cake Boss.
Cake Boss, I might be relapsing. I'm on step 50, so
Okay.
I'm due for a relapse.
Okay.
Yeah, step 51, a relapse.
What are you doing right now, Cake Boss? You said you were making a cake?
I'm just here making a cake. You know, no one's helping me, of course. I'm under a crushing deadline, as always. And what's the worst part? There's a cake cricket in the kitchen. He's making all this noise with his legs. And the worst thing about cake cricket, they can bite you. Anyway, ow!
Oh, no!
He got bit by a cake cricket.
I got bit by a cake cricket, and I think I'm relapsing. I'm adding to my Canon.
Oh, no, you added a cake cricket to your Canon. That is...
Is there any sort of power coming upon you at all?
I have the ability to make... to rub my legs together and create songs by the band Cake.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
It's I mean, if you like the band, that's fine.
Oh God, Cake Boss, I feel like I've infected you with my disease, and I'm sorry, and I blame myself. I should have called you.
Rudy, no. Don't you feel bad. It's good you called me. I'm just working the steps, that's all.
Okay. You guys are both backsliding. This is an unfortunate situation, but I tell you what, we need to take a break. But
I don't care.
Yeah, I know you don't.
What does that mean to me? I just got a phone call.
I know you don't care, but
Cake Boss, we're actually doing we're doing a podcast. We're doing Comedy Bang Bang right now.
No.
I'm sorry.
You tricked me. I will forget this.
I'm sorry, but tell you what, Cake Boss, why don't you rub your legs together and take us to break here? What do you say? Here we go. Ready? Here you go. All right, we need to take a break.
There we go.
We'll see you after the break. We'll be right back.
Hard work.
We've talked to him before. He's an entrepreneur. Please welcome back to the show. I can't recall exactly where he comes from or what his job is, but please welcome back Darren Maticek.
Bobblehead Buoy.
Oh, so close to Baba Booey.
I like that.
We'll give you an exception for that.
I got you. Slant rhyme, Scott.
Hi, Darren. It's so good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for the smooth entrance.
Yeah, of course. You remind me, your canon is very, very simple. You are the owner and proprietor of a bobblehead museum. Where is it?
The National Bobblehead Museum and Hall of Fame in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And we talked to you before a couple of times, I believe?
Yeah, a few times.
And how many bobbleheads do you have? You have in the hundreds, I believe.
In the thousands, Scott. Over 7,000 bobbleheads currently in the museum and Hall of Fame. And there's two that overlap in the Hall of Fame and museum. Pete Rose bobblehead and now Dr. Fauci bobblehead.
Oh, okay. They're
That's a new one?
That's
Dr. Fauci's new?
Dr. Fauci. We have 8 different kinds of Dr. Fauci. The most recent one is Dr. Fauci under anesthesia as CDC changes its guidelines.
And is he, have you arranged him next to Pete Rose where he's like treating Pete Rose, or is Pete Rose sliding into him or anything like that?
Yeah, Pete Rose is sliding into him saying, "I'm not sliding into you." And Dr. Fauci is like, "Actually, you are. Those are the facts."
What an amazing display. I don't know if we ever asked you this one of your last times you were on, but do you display them in any way other than just standing them side by side? Do you arrange them in dioramas of any sort?
Yeah, we lay them all down and we smash them, Scott. What? No, they're in alphabetical order.
Alphabetical by what?
By
description of them?
Yeah, by description of them. So Dr. Fauci is under D for doctor.
Okay.
What's
Pete Rose under?
He's under S.
D for disgraced?
Yeah, he's under D for disgraced shithead. And he's also under F for flat top.
Oh, okay. So you had to buy a second one.
Yeah, he's Cincinnati Reds Pete Rose with a flat top.
Oh, okay. Got it. So how's the Bobblehead Museum been going? A lot of people have been sending me links to your museum recently. They've been sending them to a friend of mine as well. What's been going on? I mean, obviously the quarantine, have you been shut down or have you been, I can only imagine it's the type of museum that one person could come in at a time, wear a mask and then leave. Have you ever had more than one person there?
No, I'll either myself or one of the other co-owners right now.
Who are the other co-owners again?
They're my friends. They're guys. Phil, Pete, Steve.
Oh, the guys. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so simple and good. I would have said something crazy. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
But it's not Pete Rose, is it?
No, it's not
Phil
Pete
Jackson.
No, it's Pete Rose Jr.
Steve Kerr. Oh, it's Pete Rose Jr.
Yeah.
No wonder his dad's in the Hall of Fame.
Pete Rose Jr., Steve Curse. I forget what the other guy's name is. I don't want to complicate my canon too much.
Yeah,
with last names.
That's a good idea.
Anyway, so we've opened. We temporarily shut down for coronavirus, COVID-19, and then we reopened with a harness system where one guest is allowed in at a time on a 6-foot harness from the guide.
Oh, okay. Being pulled by the guide or pushed or?
Yeah, we lay them on the ground and then we drag them through the museum.
Oh, okay. Like a horse, like one of the Budweiser Clydesdales.
Yeah, but imagine someone was riding the Budweiser Clydesdale, fell off, but their foot was stuck to the Clydesdale.
Sure, like in old Westerns where suddenly they're dragged.
Yeah, exactly.
So admissions are okay then now?
Yeah, admissions are good. We've kind of opened up what the Museum and Bobblehead Hall of Fame offer. We offer custom bobbleheads now.
Oh,
so you can
upload the people?
Of yourself. You could upload pictures of yourself or a friend if you want to punk your friend with a bobblehead.
That's not really punking someone. It's actually a nice gift. How do you punk
somebody with a bobblehead? This sounds like a fun, thoughtful gift.
Well, not if you get bad pictures of them and then they get a bobblehead.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of people are like, we'll get the custom orders. And you're like, this guy looks like a fucking idiot. And then you make the bobblehead.
Do you tell him that? Do you call him back and say, "Excuse"? I just want to make sure you guys want this because this guy looks like a fucking idiot. Do you say that? Or do you just do whatever?
I cover the phone where I'm looking through. All right, I got your order, sir. This guy looks like a fucking idiot.
So, I mean, usually bad pictures of me, it's I don't like my body. But so I would actually prefer a bobblehead type body on my real body. So I don't know if I would be punked if I got a bobblehead.
Well, maybe not. Sometimes the punk backfires.
How does it backfire?
Someone's like, hey, I look pretty good. I love my tiny body.
I love my curvy bobblehead body. So everything's
a huge backfire right there.
That's a huge punked backfire. You don't want a punk to backfire.
You don't want a punk backfire because then you're the punk.
You don't want to be like de Canoop. That's a backwards.
Punk's backwards.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Rudy. Thank you. That's part of your canon, knowing what I'm talking about.
No, Scott, don't do that, man. Hey, man. Don't be added to my canon.
So is there anything, Darren, anything new to your canon?
To my canon?
Well, canon, let me explain it because not everyone is singularly attuned to it like Rudy. It's basically the details of your life that we know about. I don't ask you everything about, I don't ask complete biographical information of all of our guests. So maybe there's something that I haven't asked you about that is of interest to our listeners.
Yeah. I had to go to the hospital recently. Just to make sure that I didn't have COVID-19. And unfortunately, I got diagnosed with a medium-sized penis, Scott.
Oh, no.
Wow.
No, it's great. I thought it was tiny. The doctors were like, buddy, this is medium-sized.
So this was a doctor diagnosing you and not just someone there in the hospital.
I don't know, but the guy had a ruler and a white coat on.
And what is medium-sized to him?
To that guy?
Yeah.
I don't know. He was 6'8", so I might have a huge penis. Who knows?
This is just in the hallway? Uh-huh. You didn't need a room for this, did you?
No, I was going for an MRI. I never even got it.
You were going first. You go there for a COVID test, and then suddenly they take you into the MRI room.
Yeah, that's right. But the far as I got was the hallway, and this guy in the white coat with a ruler in his hand stopped me, and he measured my penis, and he said, "Looks good to me." And I said, "Oh, okay. Well, that's my cue to leave."
Did you take any pictures or anything like that, just for your file?
Yeah. Not for my file.
Oh, Darren, this ain't right, man. I feel like you were maybe tricked, man.
This is not even a reverse punked. This is a real punk.
This is just a straight up punk. Maybe it was someone getting revenge because they got a bobblehead they thought they looked dumb in.
Well, a couple days later, I did get a bobblehead of my own penis in the mail.
Oh, no. How do you make a bobblehead of your own penis?
What part bobbles?
You guessed it.
Usually it's the other way around. Someone's bobbling on your penis. Hey, this is what happens when all guys are on the show.
Yeah, when you ain't got any ladies on the show, Scott, this is a problem.
Yeah,
I don't know. Sometimes this happens.
This is a problem.
Sometimes this happens with ladies.
So I got a bobblehead question, Machichek. Is there right now do you have a new most expensive bobblehead?
Yeah, we have.
Are all I'm going to tie into this question. Are all bobbleheads, do they all cost exactly the same and then they appreciate in value and one is now more expensive to rebuy? Or are bobbleheads expensive on their own when they're first released?
Well, it depends. Well, it's all about supply and demand, Scott. So if you only make one bobblehead, it could be a bobblehead of like Kevin from The Office and it would be expensive.
Because it's one of one.
Yeah, but if you make 10,000 Michael Scott bobbleheads, they're not going to be as expensive because there's 10,000 of them.
So what I'm saying is that the manufacturer then prices it accordingly, or are they all priced with suggested retail, MRP of like $9.99 or whatever, and then they appreciate in value to the collector?
That's right. They all start at $9.99 and then they appreciate in value.
Okay, that's pretty solid answer.
That's why you got to get in early on these $9.99 bobbleheads.
Do you buy every bobblehead that's ever released?
Yes.
Yeah, what are the brand new bobbleheads you just bought?
I bought a brand new bobblehead of Babe Ruth pointing to the center field wall.
Why is that brand new? It seems like they would have got that one in early.
That one seems like it should be old, man.
I got the bobblehead of Tom Cotton writing a New York Times op-ed.
Okay,
that is definitely new. That's a couple weeks old, but still, wow.
Who is the audience for that? Who's buying a Tom Cotton? Man,
you'd be surprised.
Maybe it's to punk people with it because he's a straight up punk.
I don't know. It seemed like 38% of the people buying it were genuinely buying it.
Wait,
that's pretty sad.
Yeah. What are some of the other new ones? What's the absolute newest that you got?
The absolute newest.
Check the boards right this second. What dropped this in the last 10
chronologically?
Okay, it's going to take a couple clicks, but here we go.
Sure.
Okay, it looks like we just got a bobblehead. It's still $9.99, so it's fresh on the market. Of the character Nippy from episode 3 of The Vow on HBO Max.
Whoa!
Of episode 3 of The Vow. The documentary of Nexium?
Yeah. So if you're not watching The Vow, that's going to go over your head. But if you are, that's probably the best reference you've ever heard in your life.